Anand Sharma.
Let me remind you, this House discussed, and there was no discussion, clarifications on the statement which the then Commerce and Industry Minister, that's me, had made on the 18th of December, and it continued until the 19th. And the then Leader of Opposition, you can check from records.
That was discussion, it is
No, there was no discussion, sir. I'm sorry. It was the suo moto statement leading to. This is not a subject, it will require time, and I'm sure that my other colleagues in the opposition will agree.
No, then there should be some consensus on that.
No, you have, Sita.
No, the
We
point
all have
is,
clarifications to ask.
no, that's not a point. What the issue he raised is, issue Sri Anand Sharma raised is this. Usually for clarification means, members will seek clarification in 2-3 minutes. We will clarification. Okay, members will seek, and after that the minister will reply. Maximum 45 minutes, half an hour, 45 minutes. That is the thing. No, nahi hai. Mere ko malum hai. So, no. But the point is now Sri Anand Sharma is saying that quoting President that that more time should be allowed. Is it that you are saying? Okay, you take little more time. You are former minister.
Question of little more time.
No. You are former.
Sir, sorry.
So the point is that it has been a practice in this House, we ask clarification. Now, before asking clarifications, a very brief and introductory situation which leads to this clarification, that must be explained, sir. Otherwise, just merely asking a question, 1, 2, 3, 4.
That's why I said 3-4 minutes.
So a brief. You must permit a brief. Direction why this question is being asked. That's all.
So 5 minutes maximum.
Yeah, maximum 5 minutes.
Maximum 5 minutes. 5 minutes. So he can be, now, I agree, he is a former minister of the same subject, he can be given more time.
I'm also deputy leader of opposition.
You will get more time.
Let there be no doubt on that.
You will get more time. Being a former minister, there is certainly...
No, it's not. I'm also a deputy leader.
ये कहाँ लिखा हुआ? ये किस किताब में लिखा है कि पूर्व मंत्री को ज्यादा?
नहीं, वो नहीं है भैया.
चेयरमैन तक ये रूलिंग गलत है. मैं इसका बिल्कुल विरोध करता हूँ. किसी को पूर्व या क्या मौजूदा
Deputy Leader Opposition.
और नियम में किसी पूर्व मंत्री को ज्यादा समय देने का अधिकार.
Sir, he is Deputy Leader Opposition.
सबको बराबर मिलेगा. समय सबको मिलेगा. This ruling is not good.
No. That is not a ruling. That is not a ruling.
Okay, it is not.
That is not a ruling.
It is not.
That is not applicable to former ministers also. That is not. I only said Anand Sharma because he knows this subject very well. He has so. That's all. Now clarification में party time का question नहीं है. Clarification is individual. Now please.
Minister, besides the deputy leader of the party, that's why I could have spoken, but I don't know much about it.
No, I am only saying...
Because he has been a commerce minister.
Now, I am only saying it is clarification, it is not discussion.
जितना चाहे
मुझे नहीं मालूम आपका
मैं तो बात कर रहा हूँ लेकिन ये प्रथा नहीं बननी
Now, Honorable LOP,
मंत्री इस बारे टाइम
Honorable LOP,
राइट बराबर है राइट सबका बराबर
okay, Honorable LOP, that is all what I am saying. I am saying it is not discussion, it is only seeking clarification. So you have to confine to certain maximum 5 minutes. That's all what I am saying. Yeah, please. Please.
Chairman, sir, with due respect.
Please.
When a statement of 30 paragraphs is made by the Honorable Minister, and we thank her for making the statement, it is but expected for the opposition to have clarity on the subject. It's not a subject which is a routine matter. It is a global, multilateral organization of which India is a member. The statement pertains to the collapse of the Geneva General Council. The General Council was only to discuss the agreements which were reached in Bali ministerial meeting in December 2013. Sir, the Bali ministerial meeting of the WTO had 10 elements, the agreements was reached. Minister's statement says that two of these were very important. Para 3, I will say all were important because subsequent paragraphs of the minister's statement also refer to the LDC issues. The agreements which were reached in Bali included 4 agreements for the LDCs, which India supported, and that's termed as a LDC package. I would also like to mention that Bali Ministerial of 2013 was the first ministerial meeting where an agreement was reached. Since the establishment of the WTO in 1995, at that time, also India had to face a challenge, particularly for bringing on agenda issues of agriculture which pertain to public stock holding for food security purposes. There was stiff resistance, and the minister would know. The developed countries, US, EU, along with their coalition partners, stiffly opposed even that issue to be brought on the agenda for the Bali Ministerial. But India remained steadfast and firm, and this issue was brought on the agenda. Once it was brought on the agenda, there was opposition. China, we expected them, and our early understanding was that they will remain with us, but they crossed over and advised India not to press the issue for public stock holding for food security purposes. So the issue is not of food security. Issue is of procurement at administered prices, and it flows out of the Uruguay Round Agreement of 1994, which allows the developing countries to procure food grains, but if it is on administered prices and not on market prices, the de minimis of 10%, that is the value of the production of the product. Now this is connected with the external reference prices of 1986 to 1988, and we said in Bali this was India's position. Now when a position is taken by a country, as the honorable members know, it's a mandate which is given, because that was a ministerial summit where the sovereign commitments are made, unlike the General Conference. And those mandates were given through 2 cabinet decisions. When India took this stand, there was a time like this time that India will be isolated. Sir, just to put it on record, India was not isolated. India forced US and EU to cede the ground. India built a big global coalition which represented the majority of the membership of the WTO. There were 160 countries in Bali, and majority stood by India, and it was India's leadership which forced a solution, including complete protection from any challenge, and the developed countries conceding that there shall be a permanent solution under the Agreement on Agriculture. Agreement on Agriculture is separate from the other agreements which were reached. But to have a complete protection, we needed an interim protective cover, because we were almost on the verge of breach when it comes to one particular agriculture product where we became the largest exporter in the world. So we got, after hard negotiations, it was accepted that a permanent solution, negotiated permanent solution, shall definitely be put in place by MC 11. That's the ministerial 11. Now there is a myth I want to clear here, that it was, the word is definitely by MC 11. It doesn't mean that you have to wait until MC 11. And the second clause of the same understanding reads very clearly that until a permanent solution is found, no member country shall challenge another member country on its breach of public stock holding and procurement. Sir, so the protection was there. It's not that we were seeking another protection here in Geneva. Geneva is not meant to revisit the Bali ministerial decisions. And now there is some concern. I have read carefully the minister's statement. It's not clear as to why, what the perception is of a retraction, and linking of this particular issue with the trade facilitation agreement. I'm happy to hear in the minister's statement positive references in para 4 that India is in favor of the trade facilitation agreement. And we should be, because we do not want to be a country which remains a very small player in the global trade. Today we have 1.7% share in merchandise trade and over 4% in services trade, and both put together, India's share in the global trade is 3.3%. We are $1 trillion plus in trade. Therefore, trade facilitation was in India's interest, sir. Trade facilitation agreement, we were also in favor. In this House, the question was put to me by the then leader of opposition, who is today the finance minister and the leader of the House, Shri Arun Jaitley. As the House would recall, many of my colleagues, I had said that we were one of the proponents of the TFA. India was not opposed to trade facilitation agreement. What is trade facilitation? Minister has explained.
No.
It is about customs cooperation, faster movement of goods, turnaround time to be brought down. Also electronic data interchangeability,
It's already started.
using the new technologies for payments, for clearances, for approvals, including customs. India has done most of it. I'm happy that the minister's statement refers to that. But you refer to the custom single window project announced in the budget of 2014-15. I would just like to inform the minister that in the 2009 to 14 foreign trade policy, this was made clear to bring down the transaction costs, and we brought down by 65%, and that was important for us. Also to ensure that we upgrade our infrastructure and electronic data interchangeability between all export and import terminals, and all payments to be made electronically, all duty drawbacks electronically. So what trade facilitation agreement is talking about, most of the things India has done. Therefore, this perception which has been created by default that India is not allowing the trade facilitation agreement to go forward is unfortunate, and we would like more clarity on that. I have given the details of the intrinsic merit of the TFA, sir. Second thing which I would like to say,
No. It's already started. That is the rule. Please come.
and that is about the consultation processes, particularly with the political parties, because what position you make, what is your negotiating stance in the multilateral forums, must have a broad national consensus. There is a complete national consensus. This has always been there when it comes to procurement from our subsistence farmers, resource-poor farmers, on the minimum support price, and that's a battle which India has fought, won, the rights were secured and protected. So that's important. Sir, I say it with sadness. Whereas we regularly consulted the leaders of opposition in both the houses.
Now please conclude.
No, sir, these are important points I'll have to make.
Very important, but time constraints.
No, I have more questions also. Please.
No, but don't take more time.
No, you have to. Either
No,
you have to go
please.
by the past precedents.
No.
On
please
this
do.
subject, how long the
On
discussion was.
clarification there is.
No,
You
sir,
take
I'm sorry.
2 more minutes. Already
I'm
11
sorry,
minutes.
I have something to say.
No, I
If
can't.
you want me to sit down, I'll sit down.
You have no time, what can I do?
No, we will not accept this.
No. See, you try to conclude. You see. Try to conclude.
Well,
Try to conclude.
I'm very clear. I will say, with all respect, what I must say.
But see,
Please, sir.
there cannot be exception for you. You must
No,
know
it's
that.
not for me.
No.
It's not
No,
for
you have
me.
taken 11 minutes, take 2-3 minutes more. That's,
No, what is
sorry, I can't. No.
No, this is...
You finish in 2-3 more minutes. You have taken 11 minutes, never I allow for clarification so much time. Take 2-3 more minutes.
Mr. Deputy Chairman, sir, it's unfortunate.
What can I do?
well-
I have to go by the...
Well, you have to go by the precedents also,
no,
but I won't
no
quarrel with the chair.
clarification, there is precedent.
I won't
know.
quarrel with the chair.
I don't want to quarrel with you also.
No, but we are wasting time now. The opposition was kept informed. That's the point where I was. The then leader of opposition in both the houses and leaders of political parties were informed. The Commerce Secretary of India, the chief negotiator, was sent in advance before Bali Ministerial to brief the leaders of opposition, and I personally briefed and wrote to the leaders of opposition as to what India's negotiating stance was. Why I must ask the minister why this courtesy was not extended to all the opposition parties this time when you are making a retraction, when you are taking important decisions which may lead to confusion and also alienation of India from its coalition partners. Sir, by linking the two, 3 things I would like to ask the Honorable Minister. That the food security, because the impression is that it was a fight for that, will the minister clarify that food security is a sovereign space? Food security is never a part of the WTO agenda. So this issue is not on food security, but public stock holding. This should be made absolutely clear. So therefore, all this about the food security and the humanitarian concern, which is this long statement, says we have our concerns. Second is about the LDCs. The statement says that it's also about the LDC issues. Whereas para 3 says there were only 2 important issues. Did India's proposal, or a specific proposal made by India for the LDCs, because LDC package was secured. I will agree that it was not a satisfactory package. It could have been a stronger package for the LDCs, but that package was secured. Now, will the impasse in the WTO not create problems for the LDCs, who were one of the biggest beneficiaries of the success of the Bali Ministerial and the Bali package? My third question is, the LDCs themselves have expressed concern about the confrontationist stance. My fourth question to the minister is, her statement, para
Now please
28,
conclude. You have taken 15 minutes. Cannot be a discussion.
I am specifically referring now, these are queries, and I'm referring to paragraphs. The para 28 of the statement says that the stance taken by India has resonated across the world. We had the majority of nations, with India leading the coalition of countries of Asia, Africa, and Latin America. I have seen reports. We have been closely following, and many people have been in touch. I want, therefore, an answer so that any misgivings can be removed that the large coalition partners, including Nigeria, Egypt, Kenya, Ghana, Brazil, they all left us. The BRICS fell apart in Bali itself. We were not that fortunate to keep it together. But in Geneva General Conference, IBSA has also fallen apart. So India's alienation, the collapse of the coalition, it's a matter of sadness.
Yes.
Very relevant point, and he should be allowed to speak. But we should also be given the same consideration.
Now, see,
ये डिस्कशन है कि क्लैरिफिकेशन?
अरे भैया,
No.
ये डिस्कशन है कि क्लैरिफिकेशन?
no, that's what I see. Okay, I'll clarify. I will clarify. See,
अरे हम
now
खत्म कर
please.
रहे हैं भैया।
No,
छोड़िए।
we see.
सबको फिर इसी
Yeah.
या टाइम देके
No.
सभी दलों को टाइम मिलेगा। अगर क्लैरिफिकेशन है तो ये चेयरमैन डिप्टी चेयरमैन को नाम नहीं दिए जाते क्लैरिफिकेशन।
No, please.
क्लैरिफिकेशन कोई भी पूछ सकता है।
No, the point is,
पार्टी
no,
आपको नाम
you see, Mr. Anand Sharma, I'm sorry. See, now please, for clarification, there is a precedent. It's only asking questions, 3 minutes, 4 minutes, even that is, because we have only maximum 30 or 45 minutes for this. If it was to be a discussion, listen, if it was to be a discussion, Suniya, you could have given there were other devices, that's what I'm saying.
Sir.
I am, could you see, I am
नहीं, अब मैं फिर रिकॉर्ड
I am absolutely in favor of a detailed discussion. I know this is an important topic, subject which need discussion. But for that, there are other devices. You could have given notice, other devices. Now, when it is clarification, how much the chair can allow a member? I have got 15 names here. So,
ये स्टेटमेंट
no, suo moto.
नहीं सुमोटो
Suo moto.
तो there is a procedure.
Yeah.
There is a procedure. You
No, that I know. I have already said. I have said.
You
Each
see
member
to-
should
you
take.
see 250.
No, I said I don't. Wait here. I already said each member can take 5 minutes, maximum. I said that. But what can I do, Mr. Anand Sharma? No, it is important subject. Then you should have given another notice. Or on. That is what I am saying. Yeah. But clarification is not on the party basis. Yeah. I know.
The dead bodies are lying rotten in our areas, and we are
convert
unable
it-
to discuss that.
See,
so the
I
House
have
is
no
not
objection to
divided
convert
into
it into
privilege
a
and the
long
proletariat.
discussion. But
चेयर को उनको अलाउ करना पड़ेगा.
yeah, please.
फिर चेयर को अलाउ करना
No,
पड़ेगा.
Mr. Anand Sharma, I am telling you, this is not a discussion. See, it's an important subject. That doesn't mean that you alone can take so much time. You take 50. See, it is not on party base, on the base of names are received. Every member has only equal right in this, not
Sir.
on party basis.
Sir.
This is clarification.
As I said-
That's the point.
As I said, as a
Then
senior
do that.
member,
No, okay, let him complete.
चेयरमैन सर क्लेरिफिकेशन
Let him finish.
कैसे तय कर लेंगे कौन बोले क्या नहीं बोलेगा. आओ कभी कोई नियम है कि क्लैरिफिकेशन में
No,
पार्टी
अभी
नाम दिए जाएंगे. ये कोई नियम है कि कोई भी क्लैरिफिकेशन में पार्टी वाइज नाम दिए जाए. नहीं, ये देखिए स्पष्ट हो जाना चाहिए. कोई बड़ा दल हो कोई छोटा
नाम
हो, नहीं ये नाम कैसे आ जाएंगे. कोई नियम इस सदन में ऐसा रहा है कि क्लैरिफिकेशन में दल वाले नाम भेजें. ये तो हम अपने हाथ
I didn't say that. I said we take. I said I go by name
नहीं,
received.
मैंने
हाँ,
मैंने
मैं
अपने
सर-
दल का नाम भेजा. आपने कागज लेने से मना कर दिया. ये कैसे हो जाएगा.
No,
आप एक रोटेशन
वह तो इसलिए नहीं है. You send the name because after starting the discussion. That's why I did.
इसमें कहीं नहीं लिखा हुआ है. ये कहीं कोई नियम में नहीं लिखा है कि डिस्कशन के बाद आप नहीं भेजेंगे. ये डिस्कशन नहीं है, ये क्लैरिफिकेशन है. नहीं, ये डिस्कशन नहीं है. दिस इज द क्लैरिफिकेशन. क्लैरिफिकेशन में नाम कैसे भेज दें.
One point, is there any hard and fast rule it depends from subject to subject. There are some subjects which may not be that important. There are subjects which are important and have national and international ramification. So this is one of the subjects. It has a national and international ramification. I have
Convert it into a discussion.
a paper before me.
Convert into discussion.
The speech, the clarification by the leader of the House present and then leader opposition, that is 18/12/2013. And I think the clarification is about 37 minutes by then leader of the opposition.
You can also speak without any time limit. You can speak as a LOP.
So since I am not speaking,
No. Then it cannot go to us. That is the point.
clarification
No.
is clarification.
If Honorable LOP is speaking, we will not control. That is the point. Yes. I cannot transfer your right to somebody else. What can I do?
Discussions. This is clarification. Every member can raise their hands. Given name in advance, applicable only to the structured discussions. This is another thing, clarification.
So I am
Every
allowing
member can
that.
raise their
I
hand.
am allowing that. What is the problem? No. See, I have to first dispose of the names already received. Then I will allow those who raise also. I didn't say I will not allow. Yes.
कि सबसे पहले आप बड़े दल को देंगे फिर नंबर 2 दल को देंगे क्लैरिफिकेशन के लिए ये भी नियम रहा यहाँ पे यही नियम रहा सुषमा जी जब आई थी सुषमा जी के जितने पे क्लैरिफिकेशन हुए आपने दलीय संख्या के आधार पर सबको समय दिया ये कैसे आप कर लेंगे कि जो नाम आ गए हम पहले इनको बुलवाएंगे उसके बाद जो हाथ उठाए उसको बुलवाएंगे ये कैसे तय हो जाएगा
So what do you want?
ये नियम आप दल के हिसाब से जो दल है सबसे बड़े दल के हिसाब से उसी सीरियल से आप बुलाएं
Then दल के अनुसार नाम मिलना है.
हमको
काम नाम
अगर
मिला.
कोई दल बोलना चाहे तो ठीक है अगर दिया तो बुलाएं ना दिया तो मत बुलाएं लेकिन आप सीरियल तो
No, I have no objection for that.
Clarification.
यही
No, I have no objection for that.
that's
I have no objection for that. You sit
How
down.
is it decided?
You sit down. Sit down. No question. Okay, please. Now, please. So, what is the? So, we allow a discussion, allow to proceed as a discussion and take as much time as needed, or are we going to? Okay. All right. Then, second point. How much? Okay. How much time for this? You decide. How much time for this clarification? Everybody 5 minutes. Okay, fine. All right. Now, Anand Sharma ji, you try to finish.
Mr. Deputy Chairman, sir, I have raised some questions. We always believe in a bipartisan consensus, and that's why I refer to the past practice. It should be taken in that spirit, because the government and all the opposition parties, when it comes to important decisions, negotiating stance in multilateral forums, must have consultations, and the government's duty to keep the opposition leaders briefed. My last point, which I want to make a clarification, sir, in Bali, India's role was acknowledged in reaffirming two things: the centrality of the WTO as a multilateral trade organization to govern global trade in a rule-based manner. Number two, forcefully bringing back to the fore the developmental agenda to take forward the Doha development round, the only round of trade negotiations which has been dedicated to development. And your statement does refer to that. Therefore, will the minister clarify that after not this impasse, but the collapse of the General Council, your last paragraph of your statement, that you will be able to persuade and convince, what is the strategy for that? I agree that a permanent solution of this particular issue of public stock holding and procurement is possible. Even there is a settled draft, that is the Rev 4, of December 2008, if we trigger that and force a work program in a time-bound manner, perhaps we can go back to where we have left and bring back others to the negotiating table. And lastly, to conclude, there are those major countries who were originally, post-Uruguay round, the greatest advocates of the Multilateral Trade Organization and the WTO. Those very countries and those very organizations today, Mr. Deputy Chairman, sir, are not in favor of giving that strength and a central role perhaps, except for areas of their interest, to the WTO. We know about the TPP, the Trans-Pacific Partnership, and the TTIP. Now, once these bypass plurilaterals move forward, will, after this stance, India position in playing a key role in the global trade organizations not be reduced? So these are the concerns which we have, and I conclude by saying that yes, India should take a leadership position as we have done in the past, but Minister must also explain that why the big coalition that we put together has fallen apart. Thank you.